Alright everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to dunk on Ubisoft just a little bit more today. So let's cue the music in and we'll get right into it. Alright, so Ubisoft's Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, looks like another sales loser. I remember when I saw this game, the trailer come out, I wasn't big on it. I don't like the art style of it and all that. It's very cartoony and goofy looking. Really didn't appeal to me as a player. Maybe it appealed to you. That's something else, but it didn't appeal to me. I remember the original Prince of Persia. I can't remember what system I played it on, but this was way back in the day. It could have been the second Atari. It could have been the original Nintendo. Like I said, it's been a long time, but it was a great game. I enjoyed the Prince of Persia. A lot of fond memories of it way back then. God, there's other games, like it at the time, but this is kind of like a trailblazer back then, right? So it's kind of neat to see that it's still getting games made and all that, and movies are made and so forth and so on. I think they might have even done a TV series. Maybe not. If they haven't, I'm sure they've discussed it. And somebody's out there trying to ruin it. But yeah, whatever the case may be, it looks like the sales didn't work for them. And that's been a trend for Ubisoft in 2024. Star Wars Outlaws underperformed. Skull and Bones seriously did not meet it kind of met expectations for a lot of us, but it didn't meet sales expectations for the company, I should say. Assassin's Creed Shadows got pushed back to 2025, so that one's not even going to be a factor this year. But yeah, here's another 2024 game that looks like it's another loser. It was released on Steam at the beginning of August, only hit a peak concurrent player count of 1446. It had previously released to Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation back on January of 2024. In the 2 months since it's been released, the game's only had a 24-hour peak concurrent player count of 217. That's like an 85% decline. I remember this game came out and people I wasn't the only one who didn't like the art design and all that. But when it released, I don't remember hearing another thing about it, to be honest with you. I didn't hear good, bad, and different. And it looks like it's just one of those games that, was thrown out there and then it died, right? So yeah, the drop-off has been steady. There's a little peak up to about 500 back in toward the end of September, but damn, that's about it. Estimated sales figures appear to reflect the poor counts. VG Insights estimates the game only sold 38,600 copies, while PlayTracker estimates it sold about 53,200. To put that in perspective, PlayTracker estimated that Concord sold 20,800 units, while VG Insights estimated 25.7. That's interesting. Wow. So barely more than Concord. I mean, I don't know what the cost of this game was or how long it was in development for, but for a big name like Prince of Persia, that doesn't sound like a lot. This seems like something that should be kind of a slam dunk and should have a built-in audience that's larger than 40 to 50,000 players. Anyway, it's also quite possible that the game's poor numbers, along with Star Wars Outlaws and X-Defiant, also account for Ubisoft significantly lowering its sales expectations for the second quarter. A couple days ago, we talked about how we thought, well, there's a rumor going around that Tencent pushed Yasuke onto the Shadows game, the Assassin's Creed Shadows, the black protagonist in feudal Japan, to tank the value of Ubisoft and make it easier to sell the company out to Tencent and the Guillemot family, which is interesting. That's an interesting theory. We'll have to see what comes of that, if anything. Anyway, in a press release at the end of September, Ubisoft announced that it was significantly cutting back on its expectations for the second quarter from 500 million to between 350 to 370. That's a 30% decrease. It also noted it was lowering its yearly expectation to around 1.95 billion and around break-even non-IFRS operating income and free cash flow. The company explained the revised targets are mainly a reflection of decisions taken for Assassin's Creed Shadows and the softer-than-expected launch for Star Wars Outlaws. Not a lot of love for Star Wars Outlaws, I'll tell you that. The game has been some people like it, and that's the way it's always going to be with games. Some people are going to love them. It could be the worst game in the world, and there's going to be some chap out there who loves the shit out of that game. Just this is my favorite game and all that. And God bless that guy. Let him love that game, man. I got no problem with that. But for the most part, Star Wars Outlaws was heavily criticized to say it's bland, it's soulless, it's a buggy. You got Ma'am Solo in it, and she's kind of a Mary Sue from what I hear, and the AI is terrible. Just a lot of bad things about it. And, Star Wars already has a very damaged reputation due to Disney taking it over and wokeifying it, for want of a better word. The latest TV series that came out of it was The Acolyte, and that thing was just... God, it was a mess. It made the Last Jedi, or what was the one before that? Anyway, they made the one with Rain Johnson, whatever his name was, the director, look like the big unifying movie for Star Wars. Absolutely terrible, The Acolyte. So let's move on. In the company trading update call, CEO Yves Guillemot, whose feet are at the fire, was asked by Nicholas Langlet of BNP Paribas, so the Q2 guidance, is it only Star Wars Outlaws, or is there something else underperforming in your portfolio? Guillemot responded, it mostly reflects the softer than expected sales for Star Wars Outlaws. We also had behind expectations for X Defiant, which we will give you a bit more detail at the end of October. So we should be hearing from these guys again soon. He did not mention Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It is quite possibly based on the player counts we are seeing that this game did not meet sales expectations as well. Yeah, I can't see them putting out this game and expecting a couple thousand players. It's too big of an IP, it's too big of a company, and they put way too much time and money into it to have that kind of sales goal. That's an indie game sales goal right there, not Ubisoft. But what do you make of the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown's player counts and estimated sales figures on Steam? I think it's seriously underperformed too. I would not be shocked if we hear that down the road and find out just how bad it did. Anyway, Ubisoft, you're in a lot of trouble here. A lot of people are rooting for you to fail. Right now, myself included, I'll be honest. I am not happy with you guys. I think you are a terrible company. I think you're bad for gaming overall. I think the things that you practice in your business itself, you push racism and sexism in your business. And the games you put out are just a bunch of preachy, garbage, woke crap that nobody wants to hear anymore. Nobody wants to be a part of it, Go back to making good games and leave it at that, guys. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll let you go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. As always, I'm Cat the Beefy with the Game Vault. I will see you next time. Until then, peace.